Hi everyone, welcome to the Laser channel. My name is Greg, and in today's video, I'm going to share how I made this t-shirt. It's fast, and most of all, it's really easy. To start this project, I'm going to share the materials that I'll be using, and don't worry, I'll have links to all the products that I'm using in the description down below. To start off with, this heat press has a work area of 15 inches by 15 inches. This is a quality heat press, and by quality I mean it keeps a very consistent temperature from one corner to another to the other corner and everything in between. This heat press is going to be working with these Gildan 100% cotton t-shirts that have already been pre-washed. I'll also need a Teflon sheet. This Teflon sheet is going to be 3 mil thick, but any Teflon sheet between 2 mil thick and 5 mil thick will work for this process. And the graphics that I'll be using are these pre-printed DTF graphics. And DTF stands for direct to film. These are printed on the back side, and the really neat thing about these are they're full color, they're full detail, and unlike a sublamination, these will work with both dark garments and light garments, and that is because the last color that is printed on the back here is white, and that makes sure that all of the bold, vivid colors come through on these graphics that get heat pressed onto the garment. I've got several that I'll be doing here. Some of these are part of a sample pack, and some of these that are designed out for a local organization that I do a lot of work with. And to keep these graphic logos in place on the garment, this is optional, but it's always nice to have a roll of heat transfer tape just to put a piece of tape in a corner or two, making sure that the graphic doesn't shift right before the heat press closes. Here's a nice close-up of one of the transfer sheets, and we'll see that this is all individual items right here, including all the letters are all individual. I also made another one that is bordered in white all the way around so that this is one complete transfer. Here's one of the transfers from the sample pack that I ordered, and we can see here all these little speckles here. These are all like glitter reflective, and let me see if I can catch that in the light a little bit. You can see a little bit of the shimmer through here. So that'll be really cool to see what this looks like when it's transferred onto a garment. With all of the items for this project covered, I'm now ready to turn the heat press on, and for the settings for the heat press, I turn to the manufacturer of these heat transfer sheets. And according to the manufacturer, when I'm using these cotton t-shirts, they're calling for the heat press to be 310 degrees Fahrenheit, and they want a heat press for 10 seconds. Now these are going to be what they call a cold peel, which means after the heat press rises up, I have to wait for this transfer to cool down. That film can then be peeled off, and this is where the Teflon sheet will come into play. The Teflon sheet will go directly over that transfer image, and it gets pressed a second time for 10 seconds. I've already got the settings in here, and I can now turn the power on. And we'll give this a few minutes to get up to temperature. We're just about up to temperature, and this is going to be a great time to take a look over at the garment here on where I place my graphics. On something like this, my default position is the front left chest, and that's about where I have this. Now I like to place the graphics on the really simple way because I might have one of these garments to do, or I might have 100 of them. And typically what I do is I go from the top of the graphic to the neck. That distance is going to be one hand width. Yep, I use my hand to measure these out quite often. I need something that's quick and easy, and I typically don't lose my left hand. For placement left and right, I go from the outside of the collar down to the center line of the graphic, and if I still don't like my up-down position, I can go over to the armhole. This isn't the armpit, this is the armhole. I'll typically go about 1 inch down from the armhole, and that can sometimes be the bottom of the graphic. On this transfer, I decided to center up the image with the center of the neck hole. And let's check out in detail what this graphic looks like. Again, full of detail, full of color, and a little bit of that shimmer from the glitter. Here's the full view of the shirt. I love this one, how it turned out with the graphic centered up with the neck hole on it. And I love the color contrast between the graphic and this blue shirt. Turned out absolutely perfect. Equally great results when I move over to the first gray shirt that I worked on with the logo on the front left patch. This looks absolutely perfect. This is the method that I use when I have work to do putting graphics on t-shirts. Rather than fussing with a DTF printer, I just order out the graphics, and that also frees up the shop space here to do more laser projects. Now, using these ordered in DTF graphics, it makes quick, easy work of making these shirts. It's so fast and easy, it's actually fun. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making this video. Please consider giving this video a like, subscribing to the channel, or ringing that notification bell. Doing any number of those things really helps the channel out, and it's a great way to connect project videos like this with like-minded viewers like you. Until next time, learn, create, and share.